So the other day I'm watching a YouTube video and I see a video from the Young Turks pop up in my recommended videos section. Judge laughs at Trump family for trying to delay charity fraud trial. Didn't think much of it for a while, and then I thought about it. I'm like, wow, the timing of that video is really interesting. That was about the same time that the Democrat Party got their lawsuit against the Trump campaign tossed. One of the biggest lawsuits this country has ever seen, that a political party lobs a lawsuit, a frivolous lawsuit against a campaign, a political campaign. Federal judge dismisses the lawsuit, I'm sure complete with no evidence at all whatsoever. And right after, instead of reporting it, right after they get the news, this video pops up. A judge laughs at the Trump family for supposedly trying to delay a trial. The next day, I'm like, when did I watch that video? So I pull up my history. I see that I watched it about 5:30 in the afternoon, when it had been uploaded for about 50 minutes or so. So about 4:30 in the afternoon was when this video was uploaded by the Young Turks, the Armenien Genocide Deniers. And then I found that the news actually broke about 3 hours prior. Trump declares victory over Democrat crazies in hacked email suit dismissed on technicality. This story was written in this particular article about 1 o'clock. It was about 30 minutes after the president tweeted the news. About 12:30 was when it actually broke. So 3 hours after the news comes out, instead of reporting it, the Armenian genocide denying Young Turks report that a federal judge laughs at the Trump family. Looks like bias to me. So I do a bit of research, and I look up a pretty good gauge for your partisanship is the Libya fiasco, when our so-called President Obama bombed up Libya, got tens of thousands of men, women, and children, civilians killed, overthrowing the most prosperous country in Africa. So I Google Young Turks Libya, look at some videos, and in this one video, down goes Muammar Gaddafi in Libya. Obviously, this guy's, right off the bat, he's a cheerleader. He clearly was a cheerleader for Obama's bombing campaign. And 1 minute and 56 seconds into this, about the 1 minute 50-second mark, Cenk, or whatever his name is, he's claiming to be nonpartisan. He says he's not a Democrat or a Republican. Total bullcrap. I mean, it takes you 5 seconds to find out where he lies on the political spectrum. He is 100% pro-Democrat, 100% anti-Republican. No matter what. If it's anti-Democrat, if it exposes Democrats, he will not report it. If it supports Republicans, he will not report it. He only goes after Republicans and supports Democrats 100% of the time, which I'm about to get to. Not even the Communist News Network or PMSNBC are that bad, are that biased. Those broken clocks can get it right twice a day. But this guy, he is religious about his bias. So you Google another good gauge, Obamacare. I YouTube searched Young Turks Obamacare. Right off the bat, Supreme Court upholds Obamacare. Conservative reaction, absurd. That's right. It is absurd if you don't want the federal government mandating you to buy a product you don't want or need. That's absurd. Sure, you young turds, you little Marxist tools. Is that not the very definition of fascism? And notice how the Young Turds, they never explained how it was insurance company executives that wrote the white papers that later became Obamacare, and they were thanked for it on the floor of the House of Representatives in public. These fascist insurance company executives were thanked by politicians for writing Obamacare. But no, the Young Turks, they won't report on that. Another good gauge of people's partisanship would be I searched Young Turks or Maxine Waters. Maxine Waters, the senile whack job, the totally biased politician, calls on she recently called on people in public. She calls on people to harass public officials in the Trump administration. That is legally harassment. You can get arrested for that. That's borderline sedition, is what she did. She's essentially calling for sedition. Instead of calling her out, the Young Turks, the Armenian Genocide Deniers, they point out how Maxine Waters stands down does not stand down, and she calls out right-wing nut jobs. That's right, you're a nut job if you want to call out Maxine Waters. Real bipartisan, Cenk or whatever your name is. Cenk. And then the next day we have this gem. Dem candidate gives up on white people after losing to white incumbent. A overtly racist Democrat, blames white people for her loss of her political chair, her seat in some house. Could have been federal, state. I don't know who this lady is, but she's a daughter of immigrant parents, Indian parents, and she blames white people for her loss. In Hillary fashion, she blames a group of people instead of herself, blames other people for her loss. And do you see the Young Turks report on it? Nope. Racist Democrat, liberal crickets. I tweeted out this article. I mean, it's just amazing. And the icing on this cake, this is the real gem right here. You just YouTube search the Young Turks, and you'll find videos like this where they mock up pictures of the president. They are essentially picking on people with Down syndrome, mocking people with Down syndrome. This is so-called journalism from the Young Turks right here. This is just, I mean, it does not get any lower than this. That could have been you, Chink or whatever your name is. You could have been born with Down syndrome. Little tool. Yeah, don't call out Saudi Arabia for throwing gay people off of roofs. No, let's pick on President Trump, the man who supposedly could not fix the economy, make the economy better, or do anything really. He's so-called stupid, dumb, in your words. Yeah, this dumb guy takes the economy from less than 2% growth to where are we now at? 3 or 4%. Obama said he couldn't be done. You'd have to have a magic wand or whatever to make that happen. Yeah. And so we're at about 3 or 4%, and they're saying it could approach 5 or 6%. Yeah, real dumb. And then 2 videos down below that, the implosion of the Young Turks. A year ago, this channel did a video about the implosion of the Young Turks, a 20-minute report about their implosion. That's rich. And I believe it. I mean, at the time the president was elected, they had about 3 million subscribers to their channel, and they're still at the 3 million range. They still have less than 4 million subscribers. So I believe it. And we're what, 18 months into the presidency of Donald Trump. Going back to their little video here about a judge laughing at the Trump family. What it was a mirrored video. All they did was copy a video. Instead of making their own video in response to the president's tweet, they threw up a video someone else made. They were too lazy or didn't have enough time to make their own video about, to respond to the president, have some kind of hack response to the good news about the president. They had to throw up someone else's video. Same headline, the Ring of Fire channel. Uploaded on July 4th, 3 days ago. That's not news, that is olds. So there you have it, the Young Turks, the guy who claims he's not a Democrat or a Republican, even though he is more Democrat leading than anyone I have ever seen. So there you are, these fraudsters are exposed, these scam artists, these little pawns of George Soros.